And today I'm going to teach you guys how to create your own search engine. This is the second part of our movie app tutorial using Skapi and also learning how to use our database. In this case, in last week's tutorial, I taught you guys how to create this Rate Your Movie app where you can rate the movie and you can also display how many movies you want. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys how to create the search engine where you can search for the movies. So you show any movie starts with IN, and you can also search for cast. So in this case, we can search for Christian Bale, and the two movies that has Christian Bale in it is going to show up. Without further ado, let me show you guys how everything's working. This tutorial is going to be shorter than the last tutorial because I'm just going to teach you guys how to make this one function to serve as the search movie. I'll also review how to create the search bar in the HTML. I'm going to follow the same method that I used last time. The code is already here and I'm going to explain line by line to you guys. So if you like more this case or if you like more when I type together with you guys, please leave in the comments. So to start, we are just going to put the whole search engine in the header. So we are making a header, and inside this header there will be a form. In this form, we are going to put the first input. That is where the person is going to search for the movie. So the type is going to be text. We are going to put an ID of search input. The class is going to be search. And the placeholder is just going to be search as well. And we need to put a selection. So the user can choose between searching for movie or for cast. So we just create a select with an ID of search options. And we create two options. One with the value of movie and one with the value of cast. And lastly, we just are going to create a button in which the ID is going to be search button. And on click, we are going to call this function search movie where we're passing the event. So that's it for the HTML of the search box. And now into the function. Last tutorials I taught you guys how to create these functions display movie and also rate movie, and now we are going to go into the search movie function. So we will start by looking at the structure of the search movie function. This structure begins at taking the event object as a parameter. That's because it's tied to a form submission event. So first up, we need to use event.preventDefault. So this is right here. And we do that because the form usually refreshes a page and we don't want that to happen. So this command prevents the form from submitting the traditional way, which would refresh the page. By stopping that, we are able to handle the search entirely with JavaScript. After that, what we are going to do is, on the next line, we retrieve the user search term using document.getElementById, in which the ID is going to be search input, and we get the value of it. This also grabs whatever text was entered in the search box. Then we make it lowercase and remove space or commas with this replace part here. This helps to keep the search flexible and case sensitive. We also capture the search option that we selected. This option determines whether we will search for movies by title or by cast members. Here in document.getElementById, we get the ID of search options, and we also turn it to lowercase. So we can get the chosen option and standardize it to lowercase. After that, we are in the core of our function, the search logic. If the user selects movie as the search option, we use Skapi library to search the movies tables in our database. Skapi getRecord function lets us define specific fields to search. So we're going to use the Skapi function called getRecords, and in this case they want to search for movies, so we call the table movies, and the index, we also put an index, and each index is the name of the movie. So we are going to define the index name, movie name. We are going to put the value, that is going to be the input, the one that the user is searching for, and the condition is going to be bigger or equal than. So in this case, let's say we are going to put IN. It's going to start any movie that starts with IN. So Inception, Interstellar. So this means it starts with. So in the case of a string, if we put this condition, it's going to mean it starts with. So we put any movie that starts with the letters. Then we are going to get a response, which we are logging. And we are going to put this response.list into display movies. So what does this do? Is that when we receive the response, it's going to give us a list of every movie that starts with these letters. So we want to put the list into the display movies, so it's going to then display each one of the movies. Else, if the user selects cast, what we are going to do is that we switch the searching to actors table instead. Here we use the actor name with an exact match condition. This gives us actors with names matching the same exactly search. So here we also have an index, which is going to be actor name in the table actors, and the conditions is equal, so you want exactly the name. So if you want to find an actor, you need to put exactly the name, but it's also it's not case sensitive. And then when we get a response, we check the lists. And then we check the list length. In case the list length is equal to 0, it means there is no actor found with the name, so we just put an alert. And after, we are going to console the response. So if this do, we put an alert, but we also get the record ID. We are going to get the record ID of the first element of the list. So in this case, let's say it's Christian Bale, and we search for Christian Bale. There is only one Christian Bale, so it means that we are going to get only one return if there is a Christian Bale in our database. So if there is, we get the first one, because there is not going to have two Christian Bales, and we get the record ID. Remember that in our database, we put the actor's record ID as tags on the movies. And so in each movie, on the tags part, there are all the actors that are in this movie. But they are not the name of the actors, they are the record ID of each actor. So in this case, after getting the record ID, we just call again get records on the movie table. But in this case, we search for the tags. So we want to know in which movies this actor is in. Then we are going to get a response. And then again, we just display the response in the response. So in this case here, when we search for Christian Bale, we are not going to show the profile of Christian Bale. We are going to show all the movies that Christian Bale is in it. So in this case, it's going to be The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And that's it for today's breakdown. This function provides a nice interactive way to search a movie database by title or by cast members. And all thanks to JavaScript and also to our Skapi library, this is made in an easier way. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe and let us know in the comments. And I will see you next time.